Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Word of the Day series, where we look at a new word or sometimes a couple of words each day to teach you how to pronounce them correctly in American English, how to practice to change any accent error patterns you might have on this word, and give you resources for improving your American English pronunciation in general. Today's words were requested by one of our viewers, and you can put your requests in the comments for this video or any of my videos, also in the comments on my Facebook page. I really enjoy getting your requests and suggestions because it helps me create the videos that you want to see. So the question today was about the words honor and owner, and I also want to talk about the words our and our to give you some help for words that start with H and words that start with O, some of the accent patterns that might happen for this. I do have some videos about the H sound at the start of words and about contrast words with H and O. But let's take a look at the word honor, first of all. So in the dictionary, I'm going to see that this has first syllable stress. The first syllable is long and the second syllable is short. Honor, honor. And I'm also going to see that even though this starts with the letter H, it doesn't have the h sound. It doesn't have any H sound. It starts with the vowel ah, honor, and it ends with the second syllable having the N sound and the vowel honor. If I were to write it in a way that might be visually clear, I would see it looking like honor, honor. And it's fairly straightforward. It's really just about, even though there's two O's in this word, there's no O sound. And even though there's an H, there's no H sound. So this is a word where spelling might have messed you up, but thinking of it as an honor, is fairly easy. Versus, let's look at the word owner. Again, we have first syllable stress, but this time the letter O does say an O, and American O is a diphthong. We glide from an O to an and to make that sound correctly, just think about relaxing and closing your mouth a little bit and lengthening on the vowel. So trying O, O, and then at the end, the second syllable is the same. We have the N and the owner. So I would write this one as an owner. Owner. So the two contrasts, honor, owner. Good. And then I also wanted to talk about the words hour, as in the hour of the day, and hour, as in our class. So let's look at these. These actually have the same pronunciation. So you'll see, if you look at the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet symbols, that we start with an ow diphthong, which in the symbols looks like an A and a U, our. And then we have the W sound and our So again, the H is silent in our. These two are the same. And we just want to have enough length in the ow syllable, our. It's really a one-syllable word, but we can kind of think about it as being two syllables, our, when you go slowly. If you have difficulty with the R sound in any of these words, I would suggest using my American R playlist to help you get that tight back American R. And for all of the words, honor, owner, our, and our, once you can say the word by itself, you want to begin practicing it in some short phrases so that it comes more easily and fluently to you as you're speaking. So let's try a few. Let's start with honor. Try, it would be an honor. It's my honor to present to you so-and-so. On my honor, it's true. Let's try with owner. He's the owner of that store. He's the owner of his own business. She's the owner of that establishment. Now let's try hour. It's the hour of darkness. It'll take me about an hour. That's this one. Let's talk about our class. Our favorite restaurant is still closed. In the case of this hour, sometimes if I'm talking about our friends, I may reduce this vowel and it might sound more like our friends, in which case it sounds more like an r. So that's an example of in running speech. If I'm just saying the word our, I'd like to introduce you to our children, then I might be clearly using this our. In reduced natural speech, it might sound a little more like our. Our children are staying home from school. Our friends are listening, in which case it's very similar to the word are. So that's one way you can tell which one is being used. Context is always going to make it clear if I'm saying an hour or two versus our family. But it's true that the word our technically is pronounced this way. In running speech, it's often reduced to more of an R sound. So I didn't think about that before I started the class, but that is another piece of information that I think is useful to know is when I'm saying a word by itself, there's one way to pronounce it. In running speech, sometimes vowels are reduced or elements of the word are reduced. You can use my Real Talk playlist or my Real Talk course to look at how the written word differs from the spoken word in real speaking contexts. And that's something we also often discuss in our Friday free question and answer classes. This week's class will be, as always, on Friday at 12 o'clock Seattle time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. So I hope you'll be able to come to that so you can ask your questions in the chat and I'll answer them live for you. Shortly after this broadcast finishes, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be doing a special extra word of the day class today. And I'm going to be covering a great number of words, some words like architecture, billboard, representatives. These were requests from one of the Facebook groups where I post from some of my users. So I hope you'll be able to join me for that. It's a little bit of a random group of words, but I wanted to honor the requests of some of my viewers, and I'm getting a little behind because there's been so many requests. So in about 7 minutes, I'll be back with one more word of the day bonus class today. Hope to see you again for that class, also for tomorrow's word of the day, and on Friday for our question and answer class. Thanks, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. speechmodification.com.